Well, some of our sources in the Congress party spoke about a big churning that might happen in the Congress party after this election. They didn't say how it would happen, who would get impacted, but a lot of people in the Congress party are talking about the big churning. To tell us more about that, reporting on and near the Congress headquarters is Nandita Suneja, who's now beamed up. Nandita? Hi. Hi. Good to see you hologrammed into our studio, Nandita. If you had a Congress leader with you, by the way, there are no Congress leaders today with us, Nandita, because they have boycotted our programs today. They say we will not take part in any programs the day before the result. I don't know why they've done so. But Nandita, if there were Congress leaders, what is the stand they would take, and what would they say if you were to ask them, what is your preparation for the D-Day tomorrow?
Well, Arnab, as we speak, there's a meeting that Ajay Makan is chairing of spokespersons not too far from where I am standing. And the message that's going out is very clear. We're getting this info from our sources, which is that since these are state assembly elections, it's going to be much easier for the Congress perhaps to toe the same line that it is state leadership that's responsible for the expected loss tomorrow and not so much the central leadership.
So they are going to blame Prithviraj Chavan and Huda. They've decided that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the message that is being given out to spokespersons when they do decide to come to the studios tomorrow, because of course they've taken a position of not coming on exit polls. But the position is that it's the state leadership's fault. And even if you see the campaign, Arnab, Rahul barely campaigned. 4 rallies in Haryana, about 6 in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
So the attempt really of the leadership was to maintain as much of a distance as possible from these elections, because they knew what the result was going to be.
Where is Rahul Gandhi, by the way? You know, Nandita, really keen to know this. Where is, a whole country is asking one question. Where is Rahul Gandhi tomorrow?
He's in Visakhapatnam. He's going on a 2-day tour, or day 1, that's tomorrow. He's going to be in Andhra Pradesh, visiting the cyclone affected
But is that a deliberate attempt to avoid the media in Delhi? Is that a deliberate attempt to avoid the media in Delhi?
Well, you know, even if he is in Delhi, Arnab, it's very difficult really to catch him. So being in Delhi or being out really doesn't make a difference. In fact, maybe if he's on the field outside, we might be able to get a word from him.
Well, I mean, Rahul Gandhi has disappeared. I wouldn't like to make you disappear, but there you go. You're unhologrammed, Nandita. Thank you very much. There it is. Thank you very much. I love this part. I love this part. It's like Star Trek.
Yeah. You feel like a magician.
Huh? I feel like a magician. You have immense powers to do what you want. You can make people appear and disappear.
The word which
depending
you
on how you feel.
What's that? You must repeat it also.
Well, okay. So we are going to take all our viewers through each and every one of our properties, which will give our viewers tomorrow an edge in understanding the result. But before that, I have a few basic questions. I want to start putting some of the questions up here. I want to start the discussion here. First, let's talk about Maharashtra. So my first question is, and this is an open debate here, the poll of poll predicts that they will reach a halfway mark. We'll put the question up behind me. The poll of poll predicts that the BJP is almost reaching the halfway mark, right?
144.
So my question to you, Jay, and I start with you and open it up to all. This is my, how realistic is this projection?
Yeah.
When you go up there and you say that you are going to reach the halfway mark of, on your own, 144, in fact, right up there, and Chanakya says 151, 152.
Right.
And a lot of people would like to lean on Chanakya, but everyone's doing their own poll. I got one poll figure this morning which says 106.
Yeah.
Right. The C voter poll puts it about 124 to 132 with an average of 129. How likely is the halfway mark? And how important is the halfway mark?
Given the multipolar scenario, we've observed in our own democracy in the past, in our first past the post system, that with something like 27.5% of the votes, you tend to touch the 45% or 50% mark in an assembly.
Really?
Yeah, so that's happened in Jharkhand in 2005. In the UP Lok Sabha elections of 2004, with a mere 27% of the votes, the Samajwadi...
No, but in none of those cases was there a situation where one party had not contested 60% of the seats.
Yeah.
The BJP is a debutant party in 60% of the seats.
Yeah.
You still hold on to that?
Yes, because there are a number of factors that turn up. The BJP has about 45 defectors in Maharashtra who've been given tickets from other parties.
Right.
That, along with a very focused and scientific campaign, is something that will be put to test tomorrow.
Okay. Well, Jay, let's see whether that happens. Let's go back. Let's put the questions on the screen here. And to our panelists, let's open up with that. Navika, what do you think?
Well,
halfway mark likely?
If I'm a reporter first and analyst later, if I see the body language of the BJP, if that's anything to go by, they're definitely mentally past the halfway mark. It was the same body language that we saw in May when everybody was saying BJP would get 220, 230, and they were very sure that it was 272 plus. That was their mission. That's the kind of body language that at least I'm seeing in the top leadership of the BJP.
So the BJP and the Sena coming back to power, impossible, opening it up, almost likely.
The point I would like to make is that if you look at the voting percentage, and I think that is critical in this, it's a very high voting percentage in Maharashtra. It means that the floating vote came out and voted. Once that happens, today, there is no question. Listen, make no mistake. The NCP and the Congress are history. After 15 years in power, they're history. The fight is really between the BJP and the Sena.
Yeah.
I mean, so let's not make any mistake.
Yeah.
And the BJP today still has that novelty factor because of Modi, because of this thing. So I think the BJP is the main beneficiary.
Okay. So just before I hit my first break, overall question to everyone: anyone thinks otherwise?
No.
Anyone thinks they won't reach the halfway mark or will be fundamentally short?
I think they will cross the halfway mark, and I think the big advantage that the BJP has over the Sena is that the BJP does have some base among groups like tribals, Dalits, and so on in Maharashtra, which the Sena does not. The Sena, in fact, in an area like Vidarbha, which sends as many as 62, I think,
62
MLAs. Yeah. You know, the Sena hardly exists there, whereas the BJP is very strong in that area.
My only worry about the elections and crossing the halfway mark tomorrow is Mumbai and Thane. If in that area Shiv Sena, which is very strong, if they get more seats than BJP and might by just a couple of thousand votes, I mean it's going to be a very close fight, then the 50% mark will be difficult. So Mumbai and Thane and Konkan will make...
I almost see a submissive Sena now. All the braggadocio of 2 weeks back has gone, and in fact I see the editorial Nirja, the editorial in the Samna, the recent editorial in the Samna almost looks like a request from the Sena to bury the hatchet.
I think that was that softening today or yesterday was very interesting, coming from Samna, saying that be ready for compromises and the stability of Maharashtra is very important, so let's look ahead at that. So it was a very conciliatory note coming from...
Is that part a well thought out strategy here?
I think so, because given the blistering language that Uddhav Thackeray and this Shiv Sena leaders have used against Modi personally also, this is a shift of tack. And yet I also feel, I've been in Maharashtra last 5 days, I also feel that as far as Mumbai, Thane and Konkan region is concerned, the Sena supporters came out in huge numbers.
That's the worrying area.
Huge number, but it's a limited area. It's a limited area.
Nirja, that the BJP, by the way, Vinod Mehta, has told us, Vinod Taude has told us, this very senior BJP leader has told us that if we fall short, we are going to go with the Sena. So they have already, in that sense, they've already made a commitment. I never believed, Vinod Mehta, that they actually fought. I thought it was a bit of a made-up fight.
I think we've got 5 exit polls.
That's right.
And the range is between 125 to 150.
152 odd, yeah.
Now, if, of course, 150, 140, this conversation is irrelevant. But supposing it's around 125, then I can already read statements from the Shiv Sena and even from the BJP that they are putting up a kind of conciliatory, at least the Sena seems to be putting up a conciliatory kind of message that in case you need us, despite all the bad words that were during the campaign, we are still with you. So at the end of the day, you may have a BJP Shiv Sena government rather than there are about 51 independents. But it's inconceivable that you are going to be able to get 40, 30 independents. It's going to be very difficult to control that situation.
What I think will happen, and let's get Rajagopalan in on this. He's, by the way, Mr. Rajagopalan today is uncannily, mysteriously, and I don't want to say this, suspiciously quiet. Mr.
No, he's overjoyed about Jayalalitha. He has to recover on that first. He's overwhelmed by Jayalalitha.
I don't want to rub it in, but we are not. Mr. Rajagopal,
please, can I answer with your permission?
In the autumn of the year of the Lord 2013, a man called Rajagopalan said there will be elections in December.
With your permission.
So I ask you to crystal gaze again and tell me. No, don't do this, sir.
With your permission.
I ask you to crystal gaze and tell all of us here.
BJP is going to come with their own single majority. Simple as that. They will cross that halfway mark.
Mr. Raju, very seriously.
Almost all BJP top leaders, Madam Navika knows about it, they said Bahumat majority milenge.
They may say anything.
No, not that they may say. As per their body language.
No, but my question is not that.
And equally you see the opposite side of it. Prithviraj Chauhan's interview, and yesterday Maharashtra Congress wanted his suspension. Can you see that? That type of negative aspects also throw a major impact on the possible government.
No, but Arnab, the question to ask
is, interview is a major turning point in Maharashtra politics.
This is all hypothesis.
Today morning, senior Maharashtra leaders wanted the suspension of Mr. Prithviraj Chauhan. He will go like Shashi Tharoor.
But Arnab, if I may point out,
he's probably as insignificant as Shashi Tharoor.
One conviction, Raju, I bow to your superior wisdom in these matters.
I don't know.
There is.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very ominous turn to our election coverage. When people begin with such high levels of politeness, and humility on the program, usually ends up the other way.
Whenever they call you Mr. Arnab, whenever a politician said Mr. Goswami, that means he's going for you. But listen.
Yeah.
There is at least I would reckon there's a 30% possibility that you may not reach that magic figure. No, listen, and in case that happens, you can't rule it out. I think we have to talk about the possible scenarios.
But if I may point out, if I may point out that, both these parties, the Sena and the BJP, also have other compulsions. I think the BJP today is genuinely trying to be the old Congress. I think that there is a strategy to shed allies and actually go on its own in the future. So it would like really to shed the Sena. And the Sena itself.
So what do they do with their short?
As a very junior partner.
What do they do with their short?
No, they will try other independent.
What are they? What are those?
Instead of getting Sena.
My view. Let's go to the Sena headquarters. And now I'd like to beam up our bureau chief in Mumbai. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to now beam up our bureau chief in Mumbai, Megha Prasad. There you are, Megha Prasad. Abracadabra. Tell me, Megha, you are at the Sena headquarters and we are having this debate in our Delhi headquarters. The question being put is, have they left that window of working together still open? And which way is the Sena likely to go if it ends up the way the exit polls say they will end up?
Thing that we saw, of course, was in the Samna extending an olive branch to the BJP, trying to say that even the hearts, though there has been the hearts have been hurt, but it'll take time for them to get over that. But for the sake of providing a stable leadership and a stable government to the state of Maharashtra, they might just consider aligning with a party to form the government. They were not talking about any party; they were just talking about the BJP. In front of the camera, they will say that we are going to form the next government. They'll sound all confident, though they know for sure that they may not even cross the 80 number mark or no. So what we know and what they will not confirm to us is that Sena and BJP have already begun their backroom talk.
No, but Megha, one quick question following up from that is that, say, suppose a situation happens where they don't end up getting they end up getting a little over 100 seats or around the 100 mark, which is the lowest end of the exit polls. some exit polls, say 105, 106. In that case, can the Sena play any role in determining who the chief minister will be? Because I'm sure, a resurgent BJP will not compromise. Is that where someone like Pankaja Munde's hopes rise? I mean, she's been going on and on and on.
Yeah.
And all the media reports are that I can get the BJP and the Sena together. I'm sure many top BJP leaders would be upset, given that all their years of working in Maharashtra, that they expect someone who they see as a rookie politician offering to strike a truce between the BJP and the Sena. But is this something that political observers would look at, or the Sena would look at?
Well, Arnav, what I can tell you at this moment is that, yesterday when Pankaja chose to spoke to us and we played out her interview, and today, of course, all the newspapers had her interview as well.
Yeah.
I don't know whether the leaders in the BJP are outraged, but they're certainly upset. And that is one reason why, Arnav, today, surprisingly, none of the other 4 candidates whose name is there in the running for the chief minister's position, all 5 of them, in fact, part of the core committee here of the BJP in the state of Maharashtra, be it Mr. Devendra Fadnavis, be it Mr. Khadse, be it Mr. Mungantiwar, be it Vinod Thavre. Of course, Pankaja spoke out yesterday. None of them chose to give any interviews today. All day today, we've been chasing them. Either there's a diktat from the central leadership in Delhi to keep them out shut, to not talk about it, because certainly what has happened after Pankaja's interview has not gone down well, either with the state leadership or with the BJP central leadership, because it seems they're looking at that as an assertion from Pankaja's side, who's been in active politics for perhaps just over 3 months, who wants this chief ministerial position, and even saying it, going out to the extent of saying that she's not lagging behind. So is she challenging the experiences that Devendra Fadnavis has, or for that matter, Mr. Khadse has, who's been in power before? So all of this put together has, there's been a bit of a tussle within the BJP, of course, about on this. But yes, coming back to your question, Arnav, Sena might just play an important role if the numbers are so in such a position that Sena is.
And we can never say, Megha, thanks very much. We can never say anything's over till it's over. But for now, Megha, I beam you back to where you are right now, to the Shiv Sena headquarters. Thank you very much, Megha Prasad, for joining me from the Shiv Sena headquarters out there. Well, which way will things go? Tough to say. I, for one, don't believe you can go by the exit polls at any point of time. When you have a 4-way, 5-way bifurcation of the vote, you're going to have to look at each state as its own experiment.
Arnab, if your scenario, 100 seats is correct,
yes,
it's a completely different ball game then.
Absolutely. It could get very exciting.
It's a new ball.
You see, Mr. Mehta, what has happened here is that the BJP has raised expectations of itself.
Yeah.
Yesterday's debate on black money was a result of the BJP raising the expectations on itself in what it would deliver. The exit polls and the whole build-up, and privately what BJP leaders talking about 150, 160 in Maharashtra, they've raised the bar very high. So if they make it from 46 to 100, not many will say they've really done well. Take a very short commercial break. When we come back, we have a lot more as we lead up to 8 o'clock and we start looking at the national picture. Back in a few minutes.